Welcome to Truth Hurts, and I am your host, Lyra. Today we're delving into the story of Vusimusi and the love triangle that was his downfall. Let's take a deep dive into how him and his wife, Fezile Matlala, have been charged with attempted murder and a hit on his former girlfriend and actress, Tebogo Tobejane, and how this was revealed after a raid of his homes in Midstream and Waterkloof in Pretoria. Vusimusi, interestingly, has been linked to 3 women in the past 3 years who have brought him undue attention and have basically sparked interest and started some of the troubles that we're seeing now. His first partner, Cordelia Kabeng, posted on her Instagram a few years ago in 2023, and she was in a luxury vehicle with blue lights and taking her kids to school. And this sparked a lot of controversy and actually led to Media 24 doing a whole report on this whole thing. Let's take a look.
On her Instagram account, Cordelia Kabeng posted a video from within a vehicle. Emergency lights can be seen fitted to the dash and a siren can be heard blaring as the car weaves through traffic. She describes this as blue lights to drop off the Queen and her cubs. Another video shows her travels as part of a cavalcade. The vehicle trailing hers is fitted with blue dash and grille lights. The use of blue lights is governed by the National Road Traffic Act, and their use is limited to the police and law enforcement. Unauthorized use is a criminal offense and can result in fines or imprisonment. Who is Cordelia Kabeng, and how did she come to enjoy her own personal blue light cavalcade? News 24 investigates. Kabeng's Instagram account is a tour of wealth, showcasing international holidays as well as fine clothing and accessories. But another video she published gives us an important clue. In it, Kabeng can be seen at an airport, showing off black sedans and SUVs with the caption, Mama Cat and her fleet. It also shows the plane she is about to board. News 24 identified the airfield as Wonderboom Airport in Pretoria by what is termed the Skinny Tower by pilots, this small air traffic control tower. Critical in this footage is a 2015 BMW 7 Series G11 730D and its license plate, JV09RTGP. Considering its interior features, like the lights above the driver, the armrest and gear knob, this vehicle is likely the same 7 Series BMW fitted with dash lights in the other video by Kabeng. An official Ekurhuleni Metro Police memo obtained by News 24 reveals that a security firm called Cat VIP Protection has a working relationship with the law enforcement body. This is a relationship most security companies do not enjoy. On that same letter is the registration of the BMW, JV09RTGP. The legitimacy and legal force of this letter is under investigation. Other cars in Kabeng's footage were identified by News 24 as those listed in the memo. We cross-matched the footage with distinctive features of the cars. Our analysis was confirmed by automotive manufacturing experts. News 24 has established that 3 of the vehicles are in fact registered to the Ekurhuleni Metro Municipality fleet. Exactly why they are also listed as part of a private security company's fleet remains unknown. Why is a private security company providing blue light escorts to Cordelia Kabeng? One possible answer lies in her self-assigned moniker, Mama Cat. This is an apparent reference to her connection with Cat VIP Protection and its current director, Vusimusi Matlala. Neither would divulge the nature of their relationship, but Instagram posts and other publicly available documents provide the connection. Kabeng was once a director of the security firm. Matlala was linked to the Tembisa Hospital procurement scandal, the first shades of which were discovered by whistleblower Babita Deokaran before her murder. Matlala had 3 companies in trade with the hospital and flagged by Deokaran. These entities landed 4.4 million rand in contracts of medical goods. Another link between Kabeng and Matlala is the car with which she often poses, a 4 million rand Maybach GLS 600. Cat VIP Protection features the exact same make and color of vehicle in the header image of their website. 3 days after EMPD was questioned on the legitimacy of the memo and their relationship with Cat VIP Protection, Kabeng's Instagram profile, a chronicle of expensive handbags and her jet-setting lifestyle, was pulled down.
Importance that were mentioned here. Vusi Cat Matlala. Who is this?
Vusi Matlala is an exceptionally controversial individual. He's currently incarcerated, awaiting trial. He'll be appearing in the Alexandra Magistrates Court. He has a checkered past. Despite that, he was able to register with CIRA. He had a security company. He drove in one of these white light cavalcades and is known to be very connected in both the underworld as well as with politicians. In fact, it's been said that a gang operating in Pretoria, in one of the more well-known townships that call themselves Boko Haram, is actually under his control.
In Mamelodi.
That's correct. So Vusi Matlala comes to the table as a very controversial individual, somebody who's under investigation over the years, and then somehow or other manages to land in June and July of 2024 the SAPS wellness contract. And the SAPS wellness contract is critical. It makes sure that the medical certificates are issued on an annual basis for all police officers. Medical certificates and examinations are done for all members entering the police, and they are part of the boarding process for police officers that are suffering from some or other ailment or stress. This tender gets awarded to a company with zero foundation in respect of the provision of those services.
It would be whose decision for such an award to happen? Is it the commissioner, national commissioner?
It would be the SAPS decision. SAPS have their own procurement division. They have their own tender and bid committees. But of course, when you're talking about a tender of that magnitude, there would have to be input from other role players and stakeholders. But strictly speaking, it should be a SAPS procurement decision.
We've got Jeff Weeks joining us.
Now, it turns out that Cordelia Kabeng, she is the founding member of CAT VIP Protection. And you would have seen that there is a company that she also owned called Core Kabeng that was part of the inquisition into the Tembisa Hospital tenders that were awarded to Vusimusi. This tells us that she is very instrumental in Vusimusi's startup and in fronting for the businesses that later tendered for some of the businesses for CAT VIP Protection, as well as the many other tenders that he got. It also appears that she has the same address as Vusimusi, residing in Mamelodi, in her documents. Therefore, this is somebody that he had a very close relationship with. Now, later it appears that Vusimusi started dating Teboho Tobejane. Now, according to this post on Twitter, Tsakani was introduced to Vusimusi by Teboho Tobejane, and then her and Vusimusi decided to get into a relationship, and later on got married. So how in the world this entire situation of her wanting to kill or get rid of Teboho Tobejane is really beyond us, and is very surprising because this is the person that introduced you to this man. What's also come out of Twitter is the fact that DJ Somebody and Teboho Tobejane come from the same area in Limpopo, and therefore it begs the question, is there something else that they were trying to silence and get rid of Teboho Tobejane? Maybe she knows something that people don't know. Now guys, allegedly, according to Twitter, Tsakani or TK was obsessed with trying to get a body that looked like Teboho Tobejane's body, and therefore she's been overseas to get cosmetic surgery and basically make herself look like Teboho Tobejane, and she clearly wasn't happy with that, and she still wanted this woman eliminated. Now, unbeknown to Vusimusi, there was a investigation into a PRASA tender which he had gotten, And as part of that investigation, a raid into his home was basically signed off, and he was to be raided, and a search which basically had his phone confiscated and downloaded, and the information on that phone is what got him into trouble. Conversations with the hitmen were discovered on WhatsApp. Basically, the instructions and a message which came from Vusimusi that they must shoot the Tebogotobejana in the face so that her family could not recognize her, which is very, very evil and just damning. Now, guys, we are going to do a follow-up on this story because there are so many moving puzzles and dots to connect to this whole story, including the story of DJ Somebody, because thanks to General Mkwanazi, who came out with a press conference and connected some of the dots, there are things that came out, and Vusimusi also came up in his press conference. And some of the timeline, as including the figures that are involved in this whole thing, tie everything up nicely. So I am going to include some of the conversations, the WhatsApps, and the messages that basically ran between the people behind the scenes. A lot to unpack. Now, what I want everybody to do is to come into this conversation and tell me, do you believe that this woman, Tsakani Matlala, is so evil that she just wanted to eliminate this woman because of some kind of rivalry or competition going on or jealousy, and wanted her to be taken out of this world for her own benefit? Or is it linked to something that she knew, maybe linked to DJ Somebody, how he died, and things that may still be have to be revealed to the rest of the world? So let me know, come into the comment section, and let's talk about this disturbing but cautionary tale of Vusimusi and the love triangle that basically is going to be the beginning of his downfall.